What is up, everyone? It is the Mister. How y'all doing today? Hopefully you are doing well. As you can see, we are in the multiplayer server for American Truck Simulator. As I seem to kind of have a weird amalgamation going on. As you can see, D3 is already joining me. We're going to be doing a little bit of trucking. Kind of been about a week since I've played it, so kind of anxious to get back in and get some trucking done. Those of you that are here, I do thank you very much. And those of you that are new to this stream, I am the Mister. I have been streaming for a little over, it's almost been a year, guys. It's almost been a year. So really starting to kind of figure out how I'm going to do things and everything else. So I am a variety streamer, so I have typically, for the most part, been playing American Truck Simulator and on a server that we play Farming Simulator 19. So you can definitely check those out. I do stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. At least of now. That may change. We will see. But I'm definitely enjoying the schedule so far. So those of you that are new, welcome. Come on in. And one other addition, I did want to kind of bring in like some little goal type stuff into the stream. So as you can see, right oh, here we go, right there, yeah, up towards the top in the middle, I do have a new thing on the stream. It is the stream boss. The way that works is just any of you that come in and follow, basically everything will take a little bit of health off of that boss, and then at the end, whoever like actually defeats the boss, that's the next one that's up there. So it starts with me, and then it will get incrementally harder with more health, and each time whoever beats it, they will be the new stream boss. So keep that in mind. The way it works is any bits that are used, any follows, any donations, any subs, all take health off of that. So as you can see, that should have actually taken some of the health off. Okay, D3, let's not be trolly, okay? Come on now. Oh, turn down for what? So, alright, let us jump into TeamSpeak. So all of those guys should have actually taken health off. So let me just double check to make sure it's working. Because it's actually my first... I know there's just so much going on right now. Let me see. I want to get this in full picture. There we go. Yeah, okay, so as you can see, guys, it is actually taking the health away. So over time, that will wear down, and then whoever like officially beats it, they're actually the new one. So you guys have fun with that. Like I said, other than that, let's jump into TeamSpeak.
Sound joined your channel.
Alright, in TeamSpeak we have a D3. What is going on, D3? Oh, and Heather, I see you snuck in here as well. How you doing?
Well, duh.
Well, duh. As you can see, I took too long, so I'm offline. But it just take a second, guys. Okay. So how are you guys doing today?
Not bad.
Not bad.
I'm okay.
Just okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say, if anybody does air horns, they're gonna get me as well, because I have plenty of phone connected to my phone.
And that reminds me, thank you very much for that host. It is appreciated. And a farming, thanks for that follow as well, sir. And D3, I don't think I thanked you for those bits, but thank you very much.
Nope,
You
thanks
did.
D3. Don't even thank your wife. I see how it is.
I mean, I did the whole, like, dance thing. That should count, right? No? Nothing?
I don't know.
All right, fine. Thank you, Heather.
Welcome. I was waiting for the head bumping and everything.
Yeah, but you did it when I was, like, all the way up in front, so...
I know.
And you're new here, well, welcome in. I hope you do enjoy yourself. And thank you by the way, for that host. It is appreciated. Okay, so... Yeah, we need to log in first. What's that?
Farming says, hi, I'm new here. Farming, you are not new here.
Well, I mean, the name is new.
Puma plow on, puma plow on, puma plow on.
Yeah, we'll just get rid of that right away. Alright, so... Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, I guess we can go ahead and search for jobs, see what we have. We may have to go down to Flagstaff, but I don't know. What are you in the mood to do? Let's see, we got some, actually we have some heavies up here in the...
Yeah, one going to the Dells.
I mean, we can. we're actually kind of like in the middle of everything, so I mean, either way we go, it's not going to be terribly long.
It is a milling machine, by the way. The one that I have.
Yeah, mine as well. Are you fine with doing that there, D3?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm fine with it, so let's do it.
Take the advised route, or do you want to go down to 5?
We'll figure it out afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, probably the 5 just to make it a little bit easier.
I'm gonna laugh if it's in the same exact yard that we're sitting in right now.
I mean, it might be.
Guess what? It is.
I mean, it didn't look like it was in town, so... Okay, so... Now I gotta remember how to do all of this. Oh, yeah. Brake. We need to start our engine. And I'm gonna have to unplug my wheel because I forgot to do that. I don't know what it is with this game, but if I don't reset my wheel whenever I'm in the game, I get like a weird like tremor thing the entire time I'm driving it. Hi, Twitch guy. You could have like waited like 5 minutes, man. Oh.
Wait until he's driving a bit. He's going to need them.
Well, we'll see. I might actually be better now. I just know when I was driving home, it was rough.
User joined your channel.
Oh, there's probably the trouble right there.
Okay, yeah, let's do this beforehand. I am going to mute the stream for just a second, guys, because this wheel can be kind of loud. All I'm doing is just resetting stuff, so give me just one moment.
Thank you.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
Alright guys, I am back. We'll reset and we should be good to go. Just get situated here. Okay.
See, he knows your name.
Yep.
It's not a farming impersonator. Farming impersonator.
Oh, now it's not raining. What the heck? Okay. Let us get going. And Twitch, how are you doing today?
And he can't spell. It's farming.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm a little wore out, that's for sure.
Yeah, at least you're awake now.
I mean,
Is he really?
was I really asleep? I mean,
Yeah, because you've been up over 12 hours. Yeah, you were getting tired. You needed a good wake-up call.
is that what it is?
Yep, that's what it is.
Well, I'm glad I'm awake now.
I set a waypoint over on the over by Bosta.
Did you? Okay. Yeah, I didn't even mess with mine, so. Whoa. Already just about crashed into a barrier. That wouldn't have been good right from the get-go. Well, I looked over at chat, and then all of a sudden I looked over and I was like inches away from hitting a barrier on the side.
Impersonator that's not farming. No.
Oh.
Your master is leaving. You must go. Oh my goodness.
I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
Yeah. We're not touching that at all. Yeah, we could pick on him, Twitch guy.
Yeah, we could.
Who
He
me?
is leaving though.
Oh.
That's how you know it's farming.
The bad thing is,
Hi, farming. Farming cannot spell to save his life.
no, that's seriousness. That's seriousness with a German accent. It's near.
That's sirness.
A seriousness.
It has gotten a little better farming.
Oh, so he retired out of the game chat or the stream chat. Now he's just in TeamSpeak.
I think he's bouncing back and forth.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I made the mistake of like not clicking on my tab, so I hear the dinging going off, just can't see it.
At least you have a screen to be able to see all the.
Well, that's if he types in that screen. That's what I'm saying. I can hear him putting stuff in the chat, but all right. Once we get up here, does it have us taking that right? Like your next road, is that taking a right for you?
Yeah.
User
Okay.
disconnected from your channel.
Because I actually forgot to reroute all of my roads, so I'm just trying to stick with you until. Whoa!
Did you almost run into me?
I sure did.
I didn't even see it in my mirror. I saw it on the map.
I mean, it wasn't real. It's not like I was inches away. I just took the turn a little wide and then had more speed than you currently had. So no,
Why
it,
don't-
it was
I have
one.
a question.
What?
So in my welcome message, when you come into my farm and farm together, it tells you to leave my animals alone. So what makes you think you can come to my farm and sit there and mess with my animals and not get mad when I'm telling you to leave my animals alone?
I don't know.
I mean, he's like, oh, you want them unharvested? Yeah, that's why I put it in my welcome message, so you don't touch them. It's not there for me to sit there and whatever.
Maybe he just wants you to repeat it.
He got mad and left. Well, good for you.
Was it just a random?
Yeah. Because there's an event going on, so I get a whole bunch of randos in here because I'm a higher level. So now it's gonna take me, how many days to go back and get all my animals together that he had to go sit there and mess with.
Just set it to like friends only. You know what I mean? Then you don't have to worry about the randos coming in there. Unless that's what the event is.
Well, I want to be nice and let people come in and get stuff, whatever they need, but...
Oh, well, there's problem number one. You should know better than be nice in like random pickup stuff.
That's when I wish there was an option to set to animals feed only.
Yeah.
That way if they're fed, you can't mess with them.
So do you guys want to hear about like the super awesome entertaining day that I had?
Yes, always.
Oh, it's a doozy. So typical Tuesday, I basically show up at 6:30, right, to start lab. I didn't like officially start lab today until 9:30, which is right around the time I'm normally getting done with lab. So that was the start of it, and it's all those of you that kind of live like in the area, or at least everyone kind of knows that Missouri's going through some weather right now, right? So the last couple of days, when it comes to like a waste plant, all the bugs and the bacteria that are in the system that are breaking everything down, when it gets this cold, they don't really like to work. They kind of go dormant. So all the treating that they normally do to get like get rid of the ammonia in the water and all the solids, they don't really do that. So we've had it kind of off and on over the past couple weeks. Well, it got like real cold last night to where pretty much all of the bugs went dormant, and it caused our ammonia to spike. So when we got in first thing in the morning, we had to deal with that. And it was basically we were still in compliance, but it was like one of those, when that stuff happens, it's kind of a, hey, hurry up, grab your samples, get them done type thing. So I grabbed all the samples and then would do the testing later. And then once I did get the samples, it was all like the stuff that I needed to do was all out in order from how I normally do it.
User in your channel timed out.
It was pretty busy, to say the least. A normal lab day, I'm like pretty much busy until noon, and then now I'm throwing extra testing in 3 different areas down that I have to do every hour. It just made it very, very chaotic. But the silver lining of the day was I had kind of mentioned that we had a lead the guy that was working that basically
Yeah.
the guy that walked out on Thursday.
Yeah.
There was kind of a development with that. And,
Yeah.
and when I heard it, it was like it's one of those situations where like at the time it's like, okay, big whoop, and then the more you think about it, like I kept like getting this weird little grin on my face afterwards, where it was like it's the um it's one of those things that every time you think about it, you kind of get that little chuckle. That was basically what happened today.
Okay, so what is it?
Oh, you want me to tell you?
No, I want you to keep joking around about it and keep being a smart ass.
I mean, I control too, guys.
So
God,
can we
I mean,
now?
you are my husband. I will come in there and beat you.
Door's locked.
No, I won't. Okay. Never mind. Get that unlocked.
I mean, I know you can, but
The thing is, Heather, just don't give him a surprise.
yeah.
You
Which
know
is
what?
why I didn't call and tell her today.
Yes, exactly. Normally he'd call and tell me in, but he didn't. But he was like, literally, he sent me like, wanted to make sure I was awake this morning because apparently I wasn't awake when he left.
Well, I woke up late. Like I still got to work when I normally do, but it was on Tuesdays I like to be up right around 6 o'clock so that I'm up and driving in so that I'm there about 10-15 minutes early.
Gotcha, yeah.
I got up at 6:15. I made it there and clocked in at 6:31. So I still was about normal, but knowing that you weren't up, it didn't even look like you had stirred when before I had left. I was like, let me make sure that she's
no
up.
idea. You had to even got up and like, oh crap. But my phone went off. I'm like, yeah, it's 20 after 6. I don't want to be up yet.
No, I understand that. That was last night for me, or this morning for me. Okay, so anyways, basically, I told you that yesterday. They were saying that there was some meeting next week, right? As far as I understand, that whole thing is happening, right? But the boss had made some more comments today where it's making it seem like the fact that I was thinking that maybe he still had the choice of coming back. I don't even think that's an option anymore. Like, our current boss is actually mad enough that he's made little, comments like, oh, he screwed us over, or he was talking to people on the phone today that that this guy normally would have been dealing with, and he basically said, yeah, he doesn't work for me anymore.
Oh,
So
okay.
if he is already making comments like that, I don't even think there's a possibility that he can come back. So I guess that's good news number one, because that would put me in the position of right there being like the lead, right?
Yeah.
And so that was somewhere around that 9 o'clock hour in the morning where I found that out. It's like, okay, cool, that makes a lot of sense. Well, fast forward about 2 more hours, he was talking on the phone with someone else, and I didn't know who it was at the time, but there's our boss, and then Heather, you know his name, Jason. He's like Wendell's boss, right?
Yeah.
And then there's another guy that is named Kirby, and I don't really know exactly where he falls into the flow chart. I don't know how to put it, but he is definitely a guy that Wendell has had to deal with a lot of times. I think he falls somewhere in the like environmental portion of the company.
You don't know where he lands on the hierarchy chain.
Yeah, well, what I mean is I don't know if he's like Jason's boss or if it's like a parallel branch that they both kind of monitor the wasteland. I don't know. But his name is Kirby. He was talking to both of them on the phone, and he kind of, I kind of heard some things, and then that afternoon, they said that he was getting me, trained up. I just assumed he was talking about the stuff that I had already kind of been doing. Well, Wendell talked to me this afternoon, and he's like, yeah, I talked to Kirby and Jason earlier, and basically said that I was training you up, wait for it, as his replacement.
What?
As Wendell's replacement. So I mean, it's not like official, but when you're talking to.
Well, wait, hold on. You didn't tell them that part last night, so you need to back up and tell them what you told me last night. That Wendell.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
You didn't tell them that much.
Well,
so they hadn't heard that.
I mean, I guess not. And I didn't even know that like this was a huge possibility, but the Wendell had basically told me is like, hey, with this weather and stuff, like it's really kind of getting him and his wife. They're not built for like the colder weather, right? And with the winters that we've had, they're just getting to the point where they're over it. And so he just made the comment. He's like, hey, by this summer, he's, or this summer or by the end of the summer or whatever, he's gone. So I don't really know if that means he's just retiring out of the waste plant, or if that just meant he's getting another job somewhere else where it's warmer. I don't really know. So that was what was actually told to me. Okay. I just took that as, hey, just so you know, I'm not going to be here too much longer.
Wow.
Well, then when I heard all that today, it was like, I didn't even realize that was a thing. Because there are guys that have been there considerably longer than I have. And I even told Wendell this. I'm like, is that, I didn't even think that was a possibility because of there being other people, that have worked in the plant, and I didn't figure that I had like the work experience to do that. So I kind of boiled it down as it was more like a FYI, hey, just so you know, I'm not going to be here very long. And then when he brought that whole thing up, I'm like, I didn't even think that I could, because I literally don't have the experience in wastewater for a lot of the stuff. I've got the basics down, and I kind of know like if this happens, you do this. I've got some of that stuff down, but when it comes to like wastewater treatment, there's so much that I don't know. And when he said, when he was talking about that, it's like, kind of mentioned that, he's like, oh, no, that's exactly what he did. So he was basically, waiting around for the previous boss to leave, and I guess
Sarah.
Yeah, started showing him that stuff, but I think he had like considerably more time. He's talking by this summer he's gone.
Like coming up in a few months.
Like as in the summer of 2019, gone. Yeah. Exactly my thought. So yeah, that's the thing, guys.
So you could go from being, Twitch guy, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's one of those. What the fudge?
Yes. And And what made me like kind of giggle and laugh the whole time is this guy that no longer is going to work there
Yep.
as the lead. That's literally what he was trying to do. He was trying to get
Yep.
a job in what I'm basically being handed.
Oh, because you didn't. And the thing is if you look at it this way, Twitch guy, at the beginning, when Mike first started working there, this guy would just pick on him, and Mike's like, he was at his wits end with Wendell, because it's like no matter what he tried to do, just Wendell wasn't having it. And it seemed like he was always trying to get on him and get on him and get on him. Well, then he went to days and stuff just seemed to switch around.
Well,
This last 6 months to the last year you've been on days, it's just been a different story.
well, it's been like I kind of mentioned it yesterday. Like Wendell has been different. Like
Yeah, that too.
he's been known, like he's got anger stuff, and he's on medications and stuff to fix that. But a lot of it, I think, was the people he was having to deal with.
So that means you could go to a Monday through Friday job.
Well, it means I'm going to go to a Monday through Friday job
Yeah.
because that's going to be
And
what
probably
happens.
a major pay raise.
Well, the initial
Or
thing is,
salary.
yeah, the initial one is a Monday through Friday for the lead position until he trains me up, and then once he leaves, it's a Monday through Friday salary with bonuses and stuff like that. So it like I'm still having a hard time like wrapping my head around it, because
The only thing about a salary position is they can call you any time of the day for anything at the same pay.
Oh, he knows.
yeah, Twitch guy,
Yeah,
military
that's
for
all-
12
Military.
years.
Yeah,
I
military's
mean,
given.
yeah.
But for those who are listening who don't know,
Oh yeah, no, I mean I get what you're saying. Like it is a thing, but it's
They
also
are
kind of
trying to do that. I mean, he has different guys that will call him up if they need anything, and so he's literally always been like,
yeah. I mean,
if you have any questions, give me a call. I'll help you out.
yeah. I mean, I get. Yeah, there is a chance that they could just completely like work you to the bone, but honestly, as long as there's nothing happening at the plant, like as long as treatment is good, it's like there's hardly anything to do. But when there is stuff that needs to be done, that's kind of when you earn your pay. So yeah, you're gonna have those times where you're gonna be working, extra hours or whatever, but it's pretty much going to balance out, because it's not like I'm gonna need to work extra long hours. I mean, my boss right now works. He comes in at about somewhere in the neighborhood of 6:30, and he leaves around 3:30. So, not terribly demanding. But it's just, I guess I never pictured myself being 37 and being in that position, because that generally is like people that have been at a plant for a long time. They're probably in their 40s to 50s, because I mean for that you can work to a pretty old age.
Wow.
So, like, literally, I have the potential to be in that job from the age of 37 till what's retirement now? Like 65?
62 and a half,
60.
early 66. Yeah, it's 62 and a half early and then 66 full.
Yeah, D3, you might have to slow up a minute.
I had to fix my GPS.
What's that?
I had to fix my GPS.
Oh, that's fine. Or did I get in front of you? Or are you still?
I'm still behind by quite a way, and I might be stuck.
Uh-oh.
But wow, Mister, that's
Yeah, that's like insane news, isn't it?
and you didn't tell me this beforehand. This is what makes me angry.
There's a reason for it.
Surprise!
No inkling of anything. Just
Who can keep a secret? This guy.
Mister, guess what?
What's that?
I'm stuck.
Are you really?
And he called. He texted me and goes, "Oh my God, is this day over yet?"
On a flippin' sign.
User joined your
On
channel.
a sign? Like
Yes,
how?
it,
Oh, I wonder if I can get back there. Like I don't see the thing with this game. I don't even know if that's a thing I would even be able to help with.
no,
Sometimes
I have
yes,
that
sometimes
standard.
no.
it's one of the road signs that says what road it is.
Well-
Those cannot break, apparently.
Well, no, I get that, but what I'm saying is even if I went back there, I don't know if I would physically be able to do anything. Because if you're stuck on the sign, have you tried unhooking your trailer?
Thing, my trailer's stuck to it. Even if I would have hung a hook, I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Oh, so you're literally wedged that bad.
I cannot back the trailer up, even using V.
Oh, Jesus.
Man, wow! It's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting next couple of months. Let's just say the least.
Yeah. Like don't get me wrong, the biggest issue of the job that I could potentially get, and I say that because it's not even a for sure thing. It's just like he's training me for it, but I don't know. I still get this feeling that it's a possibility that I don't, but even if I don't, it, I would have to screw up or be to the point where I literally am not ready for the job for them not to give it to me, is the way it sounds.
I mean, but you at least will still get lead.
Yeah. And then the other part of that whole thing is when all this stuff was going on, I don't know if you know too much about Daryl, the guy that works nights right now.
Yes and no.
Well, he started shortly after I went to days, right? He is prior Navy. So, you got me being in the Air Force and then him in the Navy, but he's actually retired from the Navy, I think. And anyways, the reason I was bringing that up is if he is talking about switching to days, which would be my current position, so it would be 2 military guys on one shift.
Yeah.
And if everything, I don't know, it's weird. I'm already thinking about all this stuff, but with the guys that are currently working there, I can see him being one of the only guys that could potentially fulfill that role of being a lead, but he doesn't have that wastewater experience, you know. But I didn't when I first started either. It's just over time. I don't, and there's only one other person that currently works there that I think would even be interested in that position, and he is currently on medical leave.
Yeah.
And I think some of the issue with some of the guys. Oh, I don't even know if I mentioned that when he when Wendell brought up the fact of this being, you know, training me for that, I was like, kind of raises the question, is like, well, would, you know, I didn't think that was possible for me. His exact comments were, none of them other guys are going to would do that job, basically, making it seem like the guys that currently work there, none of them have the drive or the ambition to want to run that plant, which makes sense because none of them, like, they weren't taking on the stuff that I was doing without having like a different title.
And I think this is some of what, I mean, yeah, this is how you've been. You've always been like this. But this is your early military days, because I remember when you first started and back in Florida, you were like that. You would always want to figure out exactly why something broke so then you can prevent it from next time happening.
Right.
You know, I remember you and one of the airmen that always caused trouble, and Judy's having issues, you know, stuff like that, and trying
Oh
to
my
get
God.
stuff, you know. I mean, you know exactly where I'm going with it. Like, I mean, that's a funny story too. So,
By the way, I'm in Bakersfield.
the boss, crazy trucker, you missed a whole heck of a lot. He's got some good news, but what was the story? What did the boss end up asking him, like, to figure out? And he didn't do it. Like, do you remember that story?
Not
And then just told you to leave because he was going to give him a butt chewing.
No, that whole situation was he had an issue with locking the keys in the car, like the work truck
instead of keys.
vehicle.
Oh gosh.
And I guess I should back up a little bit to kind of explain. I was working in the plumbing shop, which basically any of the stuff on base, like if there's a faucet that breaks, or, you know, something's up with the toilet, or something's not draining, we have a truck that's set up for a lot of those, like, routine type calls. It was called the DIN truck. And whoever was on standby, they actually drove that truck during that week, so that they kind of knew a lot of the regular type stuff that was being done. And that was also kind of like the training truck. When you were just getting there, you were in there a bunch because you were going to gain a lot of experience just from having those calls. So this guy had actually been here for a little bit, but he's not a bright person. There had been people that had literally been in the job for half the amount of time as him and knew more, and they knew nothing when they started. So but he was on a crew with this other airman, and she had issues with him already, but she had actually been like managers at other jobs and stuff like this, so she kind of had that work ethic and the everything else. Well, fast forward to that day. Oh, I need to get fuel. He actually locked the keys in the car like one day or something like that, right? The next day they were out on a job. She went in to go do something, and she said, "Hey, go ahead and take the truck over, like, across the street to this other job so we can get them both knocked out of the way. That way they, because I think it was getting close to lunch is what it was. Well, she gets done, she walks down to where the truck was parked, and he was just standing next to the truck. She kind of questioned, was like, what are you doing? He's like, basically told her that he locked the keys in the truck again. Like this, and this was the day after it happened the first time. So, like, she kind of knew, okay, this is what you need to do or whatever. He did not want to call the shop or whoever for them to get the set of spare keys because he had just, did it the day before. So instead of calling the shop to get the keys to unlock it, they literally had to walk like a mile and a half to the shop. She basically walked in the door and
Hey, mister.
hey, what's up? She basically walked in, put her bag down, looked at one of the guys that was kind of in charge of handing out the jobs, and looked straight at him and said, "I'm going to lunch," and turned around and walked out. Like it was the military version of rage quit. Well, he kind of talked to her after lunch and found, whoa, that would have sucked. Apparently I hit the wrong button, guys.
Sir, is that your load behind you left there?
Apparently, yeah.
So he pulled a halu.
No, I'm still trying to remember what keys do what on here. And so on my wheel I have the buttons set, and one of them is kind of like the enter button, and it's right next to the other one, so I always confuse which one is which. So when I actually went to go start filling up, I hit that button instead of actually filling up. So, yeah.
I am up on the highway, so go ahead and go past me. I will go behind you.
Do you remember the story of when we were in the BX?
What's that?
Of when we were in the BX with the same individual.
Oh my god.
Like,
I'm sure I do. Okay, yeah, now my GPS is saying going all the way up to 5 and then to the 97. Okay.
He would literally, because, I would meet the mister for lunch or whatever, or we would go to lunch at the BX, get some food, stuff like that. BX is the shopping area. It's got,
Yeah, basically it's just
little areas
it's a
for lunch.
convenience store, more
Yeah.
or less.
And we would go there, get some lunch, stuff like that. It's a busy place. So we'd walk around, in the BX and we had to get something. And literally every time he would, find the mister and literally just go up and ask him questions about work.
Well,
Like,
no, it
"Dude,
wasn't even
I'm on lunch."
like he went out of his way to let me know that he saw me. And yeah, a lot of it did have to pertain with work, but it wasn't like anything that needed to be known right then. It was something that could be later. And thank you very much for that follow. It is appreciated. And D3, I don't remember if I thanked you for that bit, so thank you.
And then there was the one time, so we got some stuff at the BX. We're checking out, and I don't remember if it was it was just Abby because we didn't have Natalie at the time.
Yeah.
And I think Abby was having a fit or something. She did something, and literally, so once at the checkout, and I'm right there, and there's not that much room between the checkout and where Abby was at.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in line behind us. He takes 2 side steps to look and see what it was, and then took 2 side steps back and just sat there. I'm like, what the heck are you doing?
It was more like he was being nosy. But he's just one of them guys that he was very sociably awkward.
He was getting in trouble at work, so the boss or forgetting stuff, stuff he should know, and so the boss told him, asked him a question. He's like, I don't know. He goes, well, that's what you need to figure out for work tomorrow. Well, he knew that the boss wasn't going to be in tomorrow. So guess what he didn't do?
Yeah, and I don't even remember what it was that he was supposed to do.
No, it was like something stupid, I'm sure. So then when the boss just happens to stop in and ask him, hey.
Yeah, it was like halfway through the day. Like, the boss came in, it was just like he was not there in the morning or something.
Yeah. He's like, hey, did you figure that out? He's like, no. Like, so I tell you to do something, and you purposely don't do it or don't think you have to.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a whole thing. Like,
Yeah.
there's those people that you literally have to, like, hold their hand every step of the way.
Yeah.
And this guy was almost a step further than that. Like when it came to certain things, he could do it. But if you tried to throw something new at him or he had to think about it, it always went right over his head.
Question for you, mister.
Answer for you, Twitch guy.
Have you changed your times down in the Streamlabs schedule box?
I just checked them the other day and they were set correctly.
Because they're showing 9, 9, and 3 right now.
9, 9, and 3.
Yeah, 9
Oh,
p.m.,
you know
9
what?
p.m., 3 p.m.
No, I bet you.
Are they
no,
gearing up
'cause
for the time change?
I wonder if it automatically changes for time change stuff.
That may be what it is.
Because when I looked the other day, it was all set to 8. And you had mentioned that I had the stuff, it was still set to Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
I found out what happened with that. I had gone in there and I had changed it, but I hadn't, like, I didn't, like, save it or apply it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went in there, everything was still showing that, oh yeah, I have it set this day, and this day, but it hadn't actually changed, like, what it said for the display, like it was actually on there. Like, I could actually go in there and change it so that it said, like, 4 p.m.
Right.
And if I left it and come back, it would still say 4 p.m., but it wouldn't show on the actual panel. It wouldn't change until I physically hit apply.
Yeah, and
so that's what happened with when I had switched the day. I had done it, I just never hit apply, so it didn't take effect.
evidently you still didn't hit apply.
Is it not showing it as a Tuesday?
Well, not in the Streamlabs scheduler it is, but in the schedule box, it's got the clock.
So Sunday, Monday, and Thursday.
I'm confused.
Yep.
I'll have to look at it. No, wait, is that one that I, like, have typed out?
Yes.
Okay, that's what it is then. I didn't think I still had that. Shows you how much I pay attention to my own panels, right, guys?
And this is why you have mods.
Exactly. No, yeah, I'll definitely take care of it right after stream tonight. I mean, I'm gonna be here a while apparently when it comes to rendering and upload because dear God.
Another thing with that guy, with the same guy we were talking about, is so he would be on standby. So we'd have to take the phone overnight. You know, they would go on a week. You know, they would have it for a week. He'd be on standby.
Yeah.
So the boss needed to get a hold of him, call him up, and instead of saying, you know, this is
Oh
blah, blah,
no
blah.
no. Let me tell this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was there's a specific phone that whoever is on standby they get that phone. And with where we work, you know, it was in the military. Whoever had an issue with at a building or whatever, they would basically call that. They would call the I think it was like fire dispatch, because they were there all the time. And if something was going on, they had the list of everyone that was on call. They would, you know, look it up. Okay, call that person. That person would respond. Well, during the day, no one calls the on-call phone, but that person still has it on them. And the boss called him up on the phone, and he answers it. You know, he just says hello. The basic policy is whenever you're on call, you say, you know, at the very least, you say your name and you say basically what phone. So like for us, it was, you know, airman so and so, you know, plumbing standby, or you know, something to that effect, so that they knew that they were calling the right place and they knew who they were talking to. So the boss called him during the day. He's like, hey, you know, asked him a question, and then afterwards, like, hey, whenever someone calls you, you need to answer it like this. You need to at the very least say those things. You know, say your name, what, you know, plumbing standby, you know, whatever you need to say. Those things need to be in there, however you say it. He agrees, hangs up the phone with him. 5 seconds later, that
Mr.
phone
Someone's
rings
coming in
again.
quick on your left.
I see it. 5 seconds later, the phone rings again. He picks up the phone and says hello. Guess who was on the other end of that call?
The boss.
The same person that he had just talked to. And that wasn't even his thing. He literally was going to ask him something that, like, he had forgot to ask him the first time, so he was calling back. And since he answered the phone the same way, it was just like, come on, like, you can't retain something for 5 seconds? So, yeah, he kind of got an earful for that one.
Same guy with the mister was working, and he was the only one in the shop, I think. It was him and that guy and boss. And the boss came in and goes, go to lunch or go away. When do you want me to come back? Whenever, just go away.
Oh, no, okay. Yeah, no, this was, there was a few of us there, but it was like there were only a couple of us that were like physically there at the shop. He was basically the same rank as me, but he was in a position where he was handing out the different jobs or whatever. And yeah, he had done something that had just got on this guy's nerves, and since we were all there, he's like, hey, you know, go do such and such. You know, or just go somewhere else, I think is what it was. It's like, you mean somewhere else in the building or somewhere? He's like, just go. Okay, for how long? He didn't answer. It's like, okay. This is going to be a leave the building for X amount of time until we think it's safe to come back.
That part is, I don't even remember that guy's name anymore.
Larimore.
Oh, that's right.
How can
yeah.
you forget a name like that?
I don't know. I mean, it's been such a long time though.
No.
Larimore?
Well,
Yeah,
it's all last
Larimore.
names. They don't.
Hi,
We don't.
Hunter. Hi,
Military,
Krista.
everyone's known by their last name. So
Same with, I believe, fire.
probably.
Yeah.
And what is up, Hunter and
I mean-
a Fish and Bucket Jr.? Welcome in, guys.
They had in his shop. They had some interesting last names. He's had some interesting ones.
Oh no, when I was back in Florida, those names were the best. We had a guy with the last name Looney. We had a guy with the last name Toon in the shop at the same time.
I'm sorry.
We had a Cordova,
A Moore
a Moore,
and a Butwin.
and yeah.
So they had a Looney Tune and a Moore Butwin.
That is the best.
and a Driscoll.
That is hilarious.
And one of those guys, I literally don't know how he made it through the different like tech school stuff. Because for the longest time we thought he was like narcoleptic or something. I don't know how exactly to explain it, but when we're going through tech school, the big no is if you fall asleep, right? They basically say if you're feeling like you're getting to the point where you could fall asleep, you need to stand up. Like, just get up, move to the back of the class, you know, stand up until you're, you know, a little more awake, and then, you know, you can go sit back down, right? This guy fell asleep standing up. I don't know how that's possible.
It's well, it's not that hard.
Not leaning against something. He was literally upright on his feet.
Yes, I know. I've done it.
I've
You learn to lock your knees and lock your hips, and you just basically what you do is you plant your feet just outside your shoulder width,
right.
and just stand there. You lock your knees and hips, and you just kind of tense up, and you can sleep standing up.
Oh, you've done it on a Navy ship there, Griffin? Yeah, I don't see how that's possible. Like, even if you did it, I would assume that your muscles would just get loose and you just fall.
Did you see those bits, mister?
Yes, I did. Thank you for reminding me. RMC or RC Man Beast. Thank you for those bits. It is appreciated. As you can see, that guys, it does kind of go towards that new stream boss that I've got going on. I'm kind of curious exactly how it works. Like I know by you guys following or using bits, I'm assuming that the soundboard takes effect in there as well. But all those take down on the health, and then whenever the health is completely gone, it says that it switches. Sean Sinclair.
Wow.
Oh God, Sean.
I don't know if they do or not. It doesn't look like that went down with them.
I see. I don't know because
I don't think those work that way. No, it's not taking that total down at all. That.
Sean and a Twitch guy, thank you very much for those bits, guys. It is appreciated. You trolls.
Okay,
Hey, just
what?
think of that. I don't have any bits.
Yeah, it only works with bits. So if you use the soundboard, it doesn't. It's
So
not
it
taking them
okay,
down
it doesn't
with
work. Okay,
So
good
you
to know.
talking about the meter at the top of the screen?
Yeah, yes.
that. It's a what did you call it?
It's called a
Stream
stream boss. Any follows or bits or donations or subs will all take health off of that stream boss, and then when it goes down to 0, it says, and this is the part that I'm fuzzy on. I don't know if it's who's ever taken the most off of it is up there, or if it whoever deals the final, like if there's 5 left and someone takes those 5, if it gets replaced by that person. But like I said, I don't know if it's whoever's done the most damage to it, or if it's who
How
did
much
the
health
last
does it
damage.
have?
What's that?
How much health does it have?
Looks like 200,000.
No, it started at. Yeah, it is 200,000. Yep. But it's not meant to be like. And then the other thing is like every time it's taken out, it's replaced by one that's got a little more health. And there's some weird healing thing to it, but I don't know exactly how it works.
There we go. It shows you when if it goes through and how much it takes. So that I did 100 bits. I didn't do the soundboard, so it took 100 off there.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, and now Twitch guys or D3s took 11 off there.
Yeah, and thank you very much for those bits, guys. It is appreciated. Yeah, no, I believe Fets actually brought it up to me yesterday, and it kind of, it made sense. Like, I kind of went from a point of having a bunch of stuff on my screen to almost nothing.
Why did I decide to have you pick such a long load?
I mean, we're almost there. We're 400 out, so. I mean, well, to be honest, if you hadn't actually gotten stuck, you'd still be driving anyway, so.
Okay, it's having me. I think right now mine says 1061 because I have a waypoint.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Probably behind us by a ways,
Oh,
right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was in Uphill or whatever. I don't remember what it's called.
But the one of the guys was one of his good friends. His name was Zebulon. That was his first name.
Yeah.
His first name?
Yes.
Yeah, I know his
Zebulon.
I know his full name. I'm not gonna put it out on air, but I know his full name, and the middle name makes no sense with his first and last name either.
Let's just say
I can guess. Was his parents children of the 60s?
That's the
I
only
don't
thing
know.
we could think of.
Because I went to school with her name was Sunshine,
Okay.
and her brother's name, I can't remember. It was something off the wall. And both her parents were a true product of the 60s.
The true flower child.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I know he was from the state that we currently live in. Kind of actually down where, in the area where John lives. From that big city down there.
Twitch guy. I sent you a message with his name.
Oh, you did remember what it was? Yeah, you see what I mean?
Okay, let me just say this. His parents gave him a chance to lead a normal life.
I mean, did they? What, by using his middle name?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
use
guess.
his middle name, yes. Give him some chance. Because the girl I went to school with, their parents, both her and her brother had the off the wall first names, but they had semi normal middle names.
Right.
And Heather, well, I, what I want to discuss is not an on-stream topic.
Ah, I
'Cause
gotcha.
It's actual names.
Mister, I'm sorry. Mister, do you have any cash on you whatsoever?
I do not.
Okay, right now I have to figure out what I have to do with those 4 quarters for $1. Neck can dress backwards and inside out tomorrow for Dr. Seuss Day.
Backwards and inside out.
Yes.
At least it's not upside down as well. We had
I mean, that would
one year.
that would take talent.
Mister, don't look behind you.
I'm not.
Well, you remember the toe shoes where all your toes went in individual pockets?
Oh yeah.
And we did it at school, and only one person pulled it off in a very, very creative way. Wore a hazmat suit.
Okay.
And comparable, it looked like the creatures off of Monsters Inc. is what he looked like.
Yeah, I can see that.
But everything was upside down and backwards. The only weird part about it is where his head come out at.
Almost went into the wall.
What's that?
Almost went into the wall.
Yeah, I was watching you on the GPS, and your dot was not on a road.
What can I say? I love going off-roading. I have no stop. How far does it get?
Another 301 miles.
Heather, I need to learn to complete my sentences before I send stuff. No, she might
I
not be
almost
there.
ran into the back of you, mister.
she
No, I'm here.
well, okay.
I forgot I no longer have a heavy hold.
Ooh, lightning. Well, this fits for a Mr. Stream, doesn't it?
I mean, it's on brand, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he is driving like you did in the night.
Oh, do you do a lot
Red
of
crazy trucker.
night driving there, trucker?
And, and I can attest to that because I work third shift as well. There's a lot less to deal with at night.
Oh yeah. Like when we go home, we actually have like an 8-hour drive.
So
I
you
am
leave at
perfectly okay leaving
Like
at
7
about
o'clock in the
5 or
evening.
6 o'clock at night. I mean, it sucks when you get there because it's like early morning. But yeah, what you end up having to do with on the roads is very minimal.
Mm-hmm. The only thing you be sure and do first is fill the car up.
Oh, we have to do that anyways. We generally have to fill up when we leave, and then
2/3 of the way down.
Yeah, somewhere. somewhere in Iowa we fill up.
Normally get past Des Moines, and that's when we have to fill up. So
Part of that is just because of the Iowa's got that nice ethanol rebate, or more or less. It's like the mid grade is actually cost less than the regular.
Really?
Yeah, because the mid grade is all ethanol based. With all the corn that they
Yeah.
grow, they do something which causes the mid grade to actually be cheaper than the regular, because it's cleaner.
What do they do? An increased blend or something?
Well, no, it's probably like an incentive.
Yeah.
Because they can make so much more with the amount of corn and stuff that they grow, so they actually make it
I'll be
cheaper
back.
than a regular unleaded.
Yeah. My only problem with ethanol blends is it kind of gums stuff up.
Oh yeah.
Well, older vehicles are not designed for it because the alcohol in the fuel
Hmm.
eats rubber hose.
Yeah, I can see that.
So they've got to use. It's not necessarily special hoses in the new vehicles, it's just a different chemical makeup on the hose. I know down here when the gas prices spiked in '07 and '08, ethanol was real cheap, especially the E85 blend,
Yeah, I can see
because
that.
it was like $1 cheaper than regular.
Yeah, I think the stuff whenever we get it in Iowa, it's generally about 30 to 40 cents cheaper a gallon or something like that. Like it's decent enough to make sure that we stop, even though we
Yeah.
really don't need to.
Yep. It's like when we would go.
Up there.
Excuse me. It's like when we would go to the beach in the summer times, we'd always stop before the state line
Mm-hmm.
because once you crossed into Florida, it went up 40 cents regardless.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Yeah, we can almost make it all the way home on one tank,
Yeah.
but
So,
but it's not quite enough. So it's like, well, we've got to get gas anyway, so we might as well fill somewhere in Iowa just to take advantage of the cheaper gas, you know.
yeah, well, the last time we went to the beach, we took my grandmother's car and it's a '04 Impala. And it took us 2 tanks of gas to go. Went down there, about filled up at the state line. Stayed the week, did a running around, never filled up in Florida.
Okay.
Got back across the state line, filled up again, and filled up when we got home, and it equaled to about 2 tanks of gas. That's the plus side of having a small car.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that like I've actually had to drive my wife's car right now
Yeah.
because I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but in Missouri they actually, with all your like property tax,
Uh-huh.
your vehicles are like part of it or something, and if your tags expire, you have to bring in proof of paying your property tax. And that is, I guess it's due in like January, but a lot of people that we've talked to, they file their taxes, and then they use that and they pay it, and they've never had any issue. They don't get any penalties or anything.
Yeah, see, down here, property taxes are due in October, and you've got till the end of January to pay them before you get a penalty.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, ours is actually like officially January, but
Yeah.
we have to do that, and before we can get the new tags for my truck. And we were waiting for Twitch, like we just got the email I think last week
Uh-huh.
for the like I guess they screwed up on the 1099, and so it basically said, oh, forget that first one we send you. You know, we're gonna send out new ones. Well, they send them out almost like literally on like the 27th or 28th or something like that.
You know what surprised me this year with taxes?
What's that?
7 days.
That's how long it took for the rebate?
Yep.
Wow.
I did my taxes last Tuesday, and it deposited today.
They must have really streamlined it then, because I mean, even last year I think it was 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, my tax appointment was at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I got an email at about 10:45. They accepted my return at 9:40 at like 10:45.
Oh yeah, I mean they generally accept it pretty quick. It's just whether whether or
few
not they
years ago-
process it that fast.
That's just it. It said accepted and processed. In the pending deposit showed up Thursday.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is fast.
Yeah, and I guess 3 or 4 years ago, I did my taxes, and I remember it taking almost a week before I got an email that says, yes, your return's been accepted, is in processing.
Yeah, I think for us it's normally it was like a couple days for them to say, yes, we received it and it's in the processing phase. But
Right.
that processing phase was generally, 2 weeks or more.
Well, see, but y'all got to do a semi-itemized return, just about.
You talking about us?
Yeah,
We've never done an itemized.
you just done a simple return every year.
Yeah, I mean, we've had different stuff that we have to put in there that's for like, a house and stuff like that, but I still think it's just a regular. It's a 10 EZ, but it's not a.
It's a 1040
A
easy.
1040. It's not a
Yeah.
1040 EZ. It's a 1040 like A or some weird thing
You
like
just do
that.
a standard 1040
Yeah,
with dependents. Is basically what it amounts to.
basically. But we
Yeah.
can't do an EZ because we actually own the house, so we have to do like the next one.
Yeah, see, I did a 1040 EZ. I've done that the last 6 or 7 years
Okay.
because, and they wanted me to do a standard 1040 this year, but the 1040 compared to 1040 EZ, it was 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other.
Yeah.
It didn't matter which one I did, even though I do own a house. The standard deduction outweighed the itemized deduction on the 1040. Because the tax guy actually did it both ways to see which would come out better,
Mm-hmm.
and the EZ was better for me, and it wouldn't have mattered whichever way I did it. It would have been accepted either way.
Yeah. See, I think every time we've done it, we generally we went to like H&R and stuff like once or twice, and it always seemed like we didn't get nearly as much as we would if we just did it ourselves using like TurboTax.
See,
So we just stopped going to like actual.
I've been using H&R Block since 06,
Mm-hmm.
and it's who I've always used.
Right.
I do it simply because peace of mind. If something happens, whatever.
Yeah, simple phone call.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys did this. You got to cover it.
Yeah, and the tax fee has actually, for me, gone down.
And hello, Canadian Bacon and Adam Toretto. Welcome in. How are y'all doing this evening?
Mister,
All
Tom
right.
wasn't here for your news.
No.
Let him watch the replay.
I mean that sucks for him.
Yeah, just let him watch the replay. Because, Mister, you do replays on Wednesdays and Fridays, right? Don't you?
Technically, I don't do reruns, but what I do is all my videos that are on here, you can always go to the the on demand or the
Yeah.
VOD, but I also
Yeah.
post them to YouTube, and they're
Right,
about a
right.
week behind. So like this week's will be on YouTube next week.
Right.
So
Your YouTube's on a 7-day delay.
more or less,
Yeah.
it's more or less like that because of my work schedule.
Right.
Because I mean it's easier now because the thing that was basically holding me up is I didn't have like a hard drive that I could just start recording. And speaking of, I forgot to hit the button today, so that's gonna
no.
yeah. I mean, well, it's not a big deal because I can always download it right off of Twitch.
Yeah, you'll just rip it from Twitch.
Yeah,
Push
but
it.
what that's what I was having to do. I would have to do that, and when I'm working, and then the days that I stream, it generally would take me until Wednesday or Thursday before I could download them and then get them uploaded, and then by then, well, it's like I just trying to get that little bit of a leeway. That way, if I don't get it uploaded right away, there's at least something.
Yeah.
So I had a couple weeks where I downloaded previous ones and then then started putting them up there, and it just ended up being about a week.
What are you
So-
giggling at, Heather?
Dom says if he doesn't care, share. I don't care.
Well,
So-
fine.
No,
I sh-
this news you want to know,
Yeah.
Dom. This is big, big, big news.
So basically, I was last Tuesday's stream will actually be on this Friday. And D3, that's the video that you've kept asking me about. That's that one. No, I don't know how much of it you already know, Dom. Because it has to deal with work. And, I kind of told everyone that I had the guy that was the lead basically walked out last Tuesday.
That was Thursday.
Or, yeah, last Thursday. He walked out. Oh, God. That was almost rough.
No, not that.
I wasn't scared at all. Can't prove it.
I'm not laughing at that. Somebody got butted.
Oh. Well, I mean, I work days already.
Like a normal person.
I
And
work
Butt
days,
Butt
Dom.
got him and goes, oh, you work butts now.
Oh. No, I still have my current shift, but I got you, D3. The lead basically left, and the thing was, I guess there's like a meeting that him and the other bosses are having next week that I still don't really know what it's about, but I guess it's really not my business. But the question was whether or not he was going to be able to come back. It's kind of sounding like not, and regardless if that was the case, the boss has been dropping like little subtle hints. But yesterday he made a comment. Is like, yeah, he just can't deal with these cold winters, and I don't really find him that cold. You'll have a couple weeks here and there that are cold, but not generally that cold. But he dropped that hint, so he's like, yeah, we're probably going to be taking off within the next year or two. And then he came in today and said, yeah, told you that yesterday, and then my wife basically told me the same thing today, so now it's looking like the summer. So the boss is actually going to be out skis in probably less than 6-7 months. But the lead was left, so I kind of figured Okay, if he comes back or if he doesn't, then that allows me to kind of get into that spot, right? Well, with everything that was going on today, oh god, the boss was kind of talking with his boss and his boss's boss, I guess, and just made the comment that he was training me, and I figured he was talking about, oh yeah, training him to replace this other guy. Well, he talked with me later that afternoon, and he's like, yeah, I talked to, this same two people. It's like, and I told them that I'm training you to replace me. So I legit am now in training to be like the manager of the whole waste plant, not just like the lead, like the actual, I'm gonna be in charge of the plant. I mean, in a way. No, like I'm basically going to be in charge of the whole thing. So it's going to be, whenever it happens, if it happens, it's going to be different hours. I'm going to be on salary. I'm going to, like, it's going to be a lot more responsibility. But the thing that kind of boggles my mind is that's like typically someone that's like older and been in wastewater a little bit longer, and I'm literally like, this is probably a job that someone in their like 40s or 50s would get. I am literally 37. So
Yeah, so you're gonna have to cut your beard, put on a suit.
whoa. I draw the line at the
No.
beard, my friend.
Because the guy, you know what? The guy that works there now, Wendell, you couldn't tell he was the boss at all when you walked in there. Cause he's wearing jeans and
Well,
red like
He's
not.
he's not wearing jeans anymore.
No.
He's been wearing slacks and a like, how I've got button-up shirts that I get from the uniform place. He has essentially the same thing, except for his are like a tan color.
You're gonna be a color-coded pencil pusher.
That makes lots and lots of money.
Did you turn up the butt bot?
No, I honestly have not touched it.
Cause it's actually, somebody's messed with it, because it's catching every 10 lines now instead of every 30.
I didn't think anyone else could mess with it. Because
I didn't think so either.
Because you were saying that was a channel owner thing.
It might just be finding some good stuff to,
Well, it's either that or, like, it is off of... Ooh, this is not anywhere close. It does go off of lines of chat. So maybe there's just been that much more chat
It
going.
doesn't go off lines of chat, it goes off of messages.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Huh.
The default is 30.
Yeah, there's maybe like 13 lines of lines in between those two. But yeah, so he is gonna go from just a daytime employee to lead for a few months to shop
To run in the
Boss.
place. Just yeah.
And even when Wendell took over the position, he had a lot longer time knowing he was going to be going to boss.
Yeah. I literally am going to be trained up in like a matter of months.
He says, "Wow, you can really boss
Oh,
now."
wow.
Crap. My
You're a
God.
boss now.
Oh, okay. I got to go find that, because there's a lot of people in here that don't understand.
I mean, even if you find it, people are still not going to understand, but they'll have context, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know why my mic's not working correctly.
Well, I mean, it's kind of working now.
Yeah, it's like right next to my mouth.
Oh. Really?
And I can hear myself. It's kind of staticky.
Yeah, it kind of did the same thing last night when you were in like John's chat. It was fine, and then something happened where it went all like computery kind of staticky sound.
I don't know what's causing it.
There it goes again. So you may have a bad ground. Sounds like your plug's not plugged in all the way is what it sounds like. And for those of you who do not understand the wow, you can really boss now, just watch that. You may understand.
I mean, you'll definitely at least have context.
Yes, and it is shortcutted to the segment that explains the most out of it.
Let's try this now.
Oh, much better.
Yeah, I currently have all 3 of my things plugged into my USB port.
My 3.0. My USB ports don't really work. The one actually doesn't. The other one's just having major issues.
Dang it.
Somebody's really focused right now on trying to back up.
Well, see, it's different because I can do this in this trailer all day long on keyboard. I've just never had to do it with the wheel yet, so it's like,
Has that got the second articulation point?
yeah.
Oh boy. At least it didn't have a Jeep on the back of it.
Be back in a second.
Alright.
Really,
Needs
Dom?
sound.
Hey, Dom. You want to go trucking, Dom?
Hey, I'm not forcing anyone. As you recall, I wasn't even there when the guy walked out. And I don't control the weather code, so I have no control over the boss actually leaving. But even him, he's like in his 50s, and he's only been there. Well, let's see. I've worked there 5 years, so you figure 3. He's been in charge of that place for 3 years, and I'm like, if I did that 3 years, that would still only put me what 40, 41 ish. So yeah, I'm like way ahead of where most people would get that position.
Hey, mister.
Dom. Oh, what's up, D3?
There's only 5 people in Europe, too. Guess how many are in the United States?
I mean, when I logged in, there was like, what I say, 200 or 300 ish. Like I want to say it was almost 400. It was like 398 or something.
There's currently 325 people.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's like an event or what.
I think there might be a couple things that companies that are doing giveaways or something.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Oh, let's see. I need kind of a short little run.
I'm logging back in.
Not cool.
I think this butt bot's got something up for Dom Toretto.
Yeah, did it get him again?
Yes, this is the 4th time it's got him.
Man, Dom, what did you do to the butt bot, sir? It's like got your number tonight. Sacramento.
The thing is, you know who we haven't seen?
Who's that?
The hydrate bot.
See, I haven't seen the hydrate bot a whole lot. Like, I'll see it every now and then, but it doesn't show up for me all the time.
Trucker this time.
And it deleted the message. Or someone deleted the message.
Oh, Dom, come on. Really? He timed out the butt bot.
Really, Dom?
Oh, there's another heavy haul to Stockton. Another D3.
Guess what?
What's that?
I have a crawler to Camp Verde, I have a lift truck to Kingman, and I have another crawler to Oxnard, and that's just the first page.
Oh yeah, no, like there was a lot of. Let's see, I have Camp Verde, Yuma, Kingman, Oxnard, one to Stockton. I can't do like a real long one. And then I got Coos Bay. I've got 3 different ones. A crane going to Portland.
Vicky and the crane. Guess how many cranes I have?
Oh, what's that?
I have 2 going to Portland. Going from the same exact company. From the Dalles to Portland.
Yeah, the problem is to Portland, it's like 59 miles. Oh, well, what's Coos Bay? Coos Bay is a little short run.
Want to go to Elko?
Oh.
It's not a heavy haul, it's Rocky Mountain Double.
Oh. I mean, I honestly at this point it doesn't really matter too much. It's got to be kind of a little bit of a shorter run.
By the way, I do have
You do have what?
Coos Bay.
Coos Bay?
I have a lift truck.
Yeah, I gotta find where they were now. Okay. Yeah, we can do one to Coos Bay. I've got 3 lift trucks all going there.
3?
Yeah, all same price, all same weight. They're just remains is just more hours. 11, 13, or 18.
I think there's something messed up with World of Trucks.
All right, you want to take the lift truck?
Yeah, as long as I don't wreck on the way.
Well, I mean, don't wreck.
That time it wasn't really my fault. I could not go anywhere. I legitimately got stuck on a fucking sign.
Yeah, sure. Likely
I was.
excuse.
I literally could not use the differential to go anywhere. The max I could move is probably a good inch.
No, I gotcha.
Good thing you don't have the CB on.
Yeah, I that's the first thing I do when I get into the game is I turn that thing off. Oh, this should be interesting. I don't know where your pickup spot is, but I've got to go all the way around to the little construction yard over here.
Mine's over there too. Move out of my way. My truck literally looks like it would do more damage than yours. And now you're in ghost mode.
Am I?
On my screen, you're flashing.
Well, maybe that's good, because maybe that means we can't like wreck at all.
Now you're not. I was gonna test it.
Oh, really? I'm hung up on a reflector.
It's okay. Guess what?
Did you get stuck again?
Yeah.
What? And I can't help you because you're in a no collision.
Okay, there it goes. Just wrecking balled into getting my trailer.
I saw that.
No idea how I did not cause any damage. But
I mean, if
Okay.
you're lined up just right, you can get away with it.
my screen, I just knocked over all the stuff that was up against the corner.
I like how I park and drop off my load and it turns my wipers off.
Have you got the unhook and the wipers on the same button?
Nope. No, like this is what I'm talking. I actually had stopped and turned it in that last load. From that screen, it actually causes your wipers to shut off. Apparently.
Fortress Maximus, I hope you feel better, and I just dropped my ice cream all over me.
Way to go.
Nice. When I have something, I'm just not gonna say it because it's not stream appropriate.
Nope. Hee hee. Well, y'all have fun trekking through the night.
You heading off to that work thing?
Yeah, and it's my favorite day of the week.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it's my Friday.
Yeah, I always forget your Friday is like right before my Friday.
Yep.
Uh-huh. You mean your half day?
Now let's be fair here. My half day is still as long as someone's full day. My half day is still 6 hours. So,
Still a half day for you.
huh?
It's still a half day for you. You're supposed to be there 12.
Yeah, if I was there for 12, I'd have another, let's see, 6 hours of overtime. Just saying.
Maybe you should do that.
We're not
Just a little
allowed
bit.
to do that.
Oh, wow.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, unless there's like something going on. Like I've done it before, but it's not the norm.
Yeah, like something breaks and you've got to stay.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can't leave. We need this fixed. We don't care about overtime right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'll catch y'all later.
All right, we'll catch you later.
Later.
Bye, Twitch guy.
Yeah, sooner or later here, I'm gonna be the guy that's getting on everyone else for having the overtime. God, it's still. Oh God. There's a guardrail there.
Yeah, I see that.
Do you though? Do ya?
Um, I'm literally
Wha-
sliding across the guardrail.
I saw that.
Okay, that's not possible in real life, but
And Dom, I mean, if you ever start getting paid for this, let me know because I need to get paid first. Dom asked when you're gonna start paying your admins.
I don't have admins, Dom. I have mods.
Oh, that's what I meant. Mods, whatever he said. Yep, he said mods.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that is still, you know, a little ways away, and I'm not entirely sure even what that pay is, but I know it's more than what I currently get paid. Because as of right now, like, my salary is dictated by what wastewater license I hold. I don't know if that is a thing with being the actual supervisor of that, you know, of the being the supervisor of the shop.
I literally took off. Oh wait,
Well, I kind of had to wait.
I know. I was saying I literally took off after.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll catch up here sooner or later. And no, I didn't say that I wouldn't ever pay you. I mean, I'm sure I got some peanuts around here somewhere, right?
Oh. How about you just pay him the 1 metric ton of peanut butter? And that's his
No,
payment for
I could be a real ass and just pay him 1 bit.
A bit
and
an hour.
1 bolt.
No, I didn't say 1 bit an hour. I said 1 bit. It's like 0.001 cents or something like that.
By the way, guess how much 1 metric ton of peanut butter costs?
I wouldn't even know.
About $2,000. And that's for 2,208 pounds worth of peanut butter.
I mean, sounds like you need a lot of bread.
No, that'd be just 1 sandwich.
Let's get more than you paid now, Dom. Oh Lord.
Not gonna lie, I'd actually like to see someone try to eat
There's a bobtail
sandwich.
coming up pretty quick on your D3.
side.
Or I would imagine he's coming up on you pretty quick. But so yeah, that's definitely it's still weird thinking about it. But it's not going to be anything that's going to happen like right away, because I know before he can really even has time to show me the stuff that I need to do, they have to get through whatever is going on next week, and then they got to get another guy hired so that they can get someone else on days.
It's just gonna be a long process, but I mean,
Well, it's not even going to be. Well, I mean, I guess it could be a long process because it took a long time to get Tyrone hired because just no one was looking. So it's a weird thing if no one's currently looking for that job and agrees to get paid what what my company pays, then they basically just keep releasing the advertisement.
Yeah.
But now if we find someone pretty quick, then it actually won't take too long.
I mean, and your position's days. So, I mean,
Well, no, that's the current opening. But basically, what normally happens, and it happened with me, which is the reason why I'm on days currently, is because whenever that job becomes available, anyone on night shift can basically just apply for it and get it. And then that will switch their shift from night shift to day shift.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
So, unless no one decides to apply for it, which I've already, Daryl already said that he was planning on it. So, unless something changes his mind,
Daryl will be moving up.
Daryl will be moving to days, which will then cause the job that they have to list to be a night shift job.
Yep, again.
Yeah. And I don't even think it's so much the shift, like the day versus night. I think it's the 12 hours, 3 days a week,
Yeah.
and then the 6-hour shift. That's,
Yeah, that's the tough part.
yeah. And then, unless you already work in the company in a different area, you actually start off pretty low. I mean, it's higher than what most of the workers at the plant make, because we get like an incentive because of what our stuff is. We get paid like 125% higher starting than someone at the plant does because of where we're at. So you're still getting paid higher than that, but it's still not
There's
an
people
absorbent
up
amount.
on the left-hand side.
Gotcha.
They
Is it that frying high trip,
yeah, they were getting
whatever?
on the freeway in front of me.
Okay.
Almost hit me. I'd noticed he was coming on.
Oh yeah, I'm flying up on them pretty quick. Hopefully, yeah, it looks like they're over on the shoulder, so I should be fine. But once they get that guy hired, then everything will kind of fall into place. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time initially to get someone hired, get people moved around. And once that happens, I'll be, learning more of what the lead was currently doing. And like the thing is he was even teaching, the other guy all this stuff, but he just wasn't doing it. Like I went in there today, there's all sorts of paperwork we have to fill out, and I just recently got access to the drive that all this stuff is in. I went in there, and there was 2 or 3 different things that I found that he was supposed to be filling out that hadn't actually been filled out since like the 17th or 18th of last month. Luckily, we still had the logs for it, so I was able to go back and, enter the stuff in there, but that must be you right there, D3. Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely going to be different. That's for sure. slow rolling right now, D3? Or did I just get a good climb up that hill?
I'm doing 55. I'm sorry if I have pushed the talk on, not
Oh no, you're good.
Voice activation. And for some reason, my controller button for it does not want to work. So I have to actually use my keyboard.
See, I didn't even think you could keybind a button on the controller to do it.
Yeah.
And you did see what or hear what I had said about that video that you were asking about, right?
Yes, and that was when my mic was not working.
Okay, no, I
properly.
just wanted to make sure you heard what day it was.
Yeah.
And those of you in chat that are wondering as well, I had my stream last Tuesday. I had like hellacious trolling with the soundboard. Like it was bad. But that video is actually going to be up on YouTube this Friday. You can get to that by going to that link if it ever shows up, or you can type exclamation YT, or you can go to the About Me section, and there is a link to it there as well. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, there's something weird with my stream deck when I go to try and post some of that stuff. Like, it tells me that it did it, but then a lot of times it won't actually take effect unless I tab out of the game. I think it's just one of them things with running games either in full screen, or maybe it's the fact that I only have one computer. But yeah, you guys, I pretty much post everything that I stream up there. There may be one or two exceptions, but most of them are there. Oh God. I don't think it got hurt there, Dom. I just think talk in chat has actually slowed down since then. Well, Dom, I don't think it knows because it's just a bot. It's not real. It doesn't have feelings. Oh, really, guys?
I think they got pissed because I passed them.
No, they're like going 34 miles an hour.
Yeah, and also it went down to one lane.
I mean, I saw you going around them, but I didn't think that I was going to have the room to get around them before it merged.
So I think I pretty much almost cut the front guy off. Because it went down to one lane, not follow up. So you would have ended up having to go in between both of them.
these yahoos doing? I'm literally going 21 miles an hour right now. The speed limit's 35, trucker.
Because then I can report them. Because I'm waiting for you to catch up. I'm off the road, too, so.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I just got around them, so there you're on my tab now. I don't know, Dom. I mean, it shouldn't affect it. It may be one of those things where once the stream ends and it comes back, maybe it resets. But yeah, it's kind of weird that it hasn't done anything since. Or maybe what Twitch was saying is it seemed to be going off a little more frequently. Maybe by doing that you reset it to being back the way it was supposed to. I don't know. That's the only thing I think, because they were saying it seemed a little more frequent than every 30 posts. So maybe it reset it to where it's actually at 30 posts. Yeah, it might have had a glitch. That's what I'm saying. Maybe by timing it out, it actually reset it to the way it's supposed to be. We got oncoming. Going pretty fast, log trailer.
Yeah. I see.
And then we got another one coming up as well. Yep, way to go, Dom. You broke it. you hurt it. You hurt its feelings.
Could it also be possible that if you time it out, that it removes it as a bot?
No, because
Dang it,
he's saying you could still see it in the viewer list. So I mean, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but most of the time, if it's like a removal thing, it's not even going to show up in the list.
So, Mister,
Yes.
kids go to school this week and next week, and then they're off for a week.
Are they?
Yeah,
And that's their actual spring break.
spring break.
The one thing I find funny is we're on the 101 in California
Mm-hmm.
and Oregon. And there's also 101 in Arizona.
Is it really?
Yes. It's called
and
Duke 101.
I forgot to tell you. So, the school is changing. You know, the 5th grade is over at the middle school, right?
Currently, yes.
For the next school year, 5th grade is going to be back at the elementary school from now on.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, Abby's already going to be.
I know.
She's already passed it, so.
So, I mean, it's for Natalie. Natalie will have. We thought she'd only have 1 more year left. She'll have 2 now
Well,
at the elementary school.
Unless they switch it again.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling they probably jostle that back and forth depending on how many kids they have in the lower grades.
They put out a survey and asked the parents to, you know, take it and see, you know, what they thought of it. And it was like an 80%, you know, want the elementary school or want 5th grade back over elementary. I think they're just not ready yet. Well, for the few years that they did, I mean, Abby did okay there. They did pretty good. It just seemed like, wow. Couldn't believe 5th grade was already middle school, but.
I mean,
Into the owl pole.
Nice, Sean.
Ugh.
Plate full of pizza rolls sound really good right about now. I'll be right back.
You guys saw nothing.
I didn't see anything. Because I ran into a owl pole.
Oh, cool at D3. I got stuck on the fence.
I'm gonna hit the fence.
I don't know if I hit the fence or if I am stuck on that light pole way back there.
You were actually hitting the fence.
Okay. Still? No, it's the light pole.
Right now you're running into the building.
Well, no, that's the same thing it was doing before. Because what's going on is the big wheel is getting caught on the light pole.
How did I accomplish that in one guy?
Did he give it to you?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think mine's much better.
Well, no, mine hit the wall.
No, actually, no. My trailer's actually in there pretty decent.
Probably see mine hitting the wall.
Ah, the butt's back is back. See, Dom, maybe it just doesn't like you now.
It doesn't like Crazy Trucker. Because he's got him twice in a row now.
No, I'm saying Dom's been posted and they're trying to get it to show back up and it wasn't.
Guess who's in chat?
Who be that?
Can't do it, Mike. Thunder.
Oh, Thunder,
Hi,
yeah.
Thunder.
I gotcha. Yeah, okay. Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to call it here. It's went a little bit longer than normal, but I wanted to at least get a couple loads in there, so I did want to thank you guys for joining me this evening. So, you want to say goodbye to the chat? Now is your time.
Bye!
Hey, yeah.
Yep, I'll catch you up with you guys in a minute.
Yeah.
Sound muted.
Alright guys, unfortunately this is where I'm going to have to call it. I did appreciate everyone coming out. We did get, a few points knocked off that old stream boss up there, so that is actually going to be part of the stream from now on, because I really want to see exactly how it works, if it's going to be whoever took the most off of it, or if it's whoever does the final draw. So it will be there, kind of a little thing to track exactly how much people are following and subbing and everything else. And like I said before, that, I'll have to see, Dom, because I know there was someone was trucking on Thursday. That's gonna be a to be determined there, Dom. I can't say as of right now. You know someone. Is it the same someone that I know of? I mean, let me put it this way. Is he playing Apex? Yeah, Rebel, I have actually turned off I've put it on the low latency, so that's why it's pretty quick. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it here. I may throw him a host. See, it's not my particular game, but I do enjoy watching him stream, so I'll probably throw a host over to him. But if you guys are just joining me, I will be back here on Thursday. Still to be determined what we will be playing. It may be another split stream. I guess it kind of just depends on what's going on. But I do want to thank everyone for coming in and joining us. As I said during the stream, all my videos are posted onto YouTube, so you guys can check out those videos there. And as well, if you guys want to follow me on my Insta medias, you can follow me on the Instagram at @the_Mr. You can follow me on Twitter at @the_Mr___. And you can always send emails to the_Mr@yahoo.com. Other than that, I am going to roll some credits before throwing a host over to Shank. Many of you may be familiar with him. Pretty awesome guy, and he's actually gotten a lot of different stuff going on. So he a lot of stuff with his internet. So he's actually going to be able to get a more consistent, better quality stream. So definitely hope you guys enjoy that. Other than that, I'm going to call it here, and until next time, y'all stay safe.